Hello, dear students. Today we are going to discuss the first chapter, the Cold War era, from the book Contemporary World Politics. Dear students, in this chapter, we will discuss what is Cold War and when it was begun and which countries were involved in that Cold War. And we will also discuss what were the result of those that Cold War. Along with this Cold War, we will study what is non-aligned movement NAM, and along with the NAM, we will also discuss new international economic order NEO. So all these points we will discuss in this chapter. And before starting the chapter, I would like to tell you that after the end of Second World War in 1945, a conflict between USA, United States of America, and USSR began. And both of these countries wanted to show their power to the world, and they wanted to assume the top position in the world. That's why a Cold War was begun between these two most powerful countries of the world. So let's start the chapter. Dear students, in the beginning of this chapter, two pictures are given. In picture number one, the army of USA is shown, and picture number two, the army of USSR is shown. In picture number one, the army of USA is unfurling the national flag of the United States of America after defeating Japan. And in picture number two, the army of USSR is hoisting its national flag, unfurling its national flag in in Germany, in the city of Berlin in Germany. Okay, so these are the indications that in the Second World War, Japan, Germany, the Axis nations were defeated, and they were defeated by the Allied countries like USSR, USA, and they got most powers in the world, and they proved themselves as the powerful countries. So, dear students, let's start with this point: Cuban Missile Crisis. After Second World War, in April 1961, the leaders of USSR, Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, thought that America, because America wanted to show its power and America wanted to be the leader of the world. That's why the USSR's leader thought that America may invade anytime the island nation Cuba. Why? Because Cuba was supported or was in favor of USSR, and Cuba got the full support and from the USSR. So they thought the leader of USSR thought that for showing its power, America may invade Cuba anytime, and when America will invade Cuba, it will overthrow the then president of Cuba, that is Fidel Castro, and will show its power. So, for stopping this action, for avoiding the attack from the USA, Soviet leaders, Soviet Union leaders, Nikita Khrushchev, the leader of Soviet Union, decided decided to deploy their nuclear weapons in Cuba, and they did so. They deployed their nuclear weapons in Cuba, and when the nuclear weapons were installed in Cuba, the tension of USA began. Why? Because at that time the leader of USA were John F. Kennedy. John and F. Kennedy did not want to indulge in the battle between USA and USSR, but due to the deployment of nuclear powers, it was a hard time for USA because due to nuclear weapon, USSS USSR was close to the boundaries of USA. So, for the retaliation of this action by the Russia, the army of USA stopped the actions of Russia. Means John F. Kennedy decided not to indulge in any battle against Russia, but to stop the spread of power of Russia, or the stop the deployment of nuclear weapons in Cuba was necessary for the security of USA. So John F. Kennedy ordered his forces that to stop the ships of Russia from reaching Cuba, and they did so. So a conflict began when they stopped the ships of Russia. A conflict began between USA and the USSR. A clash seemed imminent in what came to be known as the Cuban Missile Crisis. It means in this case, USSR deployed its nuclear missiles in Cuba, and USA came against this action. USA stopped USA stopped the ships of Russia from reaching Cuba. So it was a quite a dangerous situation for both the countries, and it seemed quite imminent that a war is going to be happen. But both the leaders used their mind, and both the leaders had patience, and the war was avoided. Anyhow, they avoided the war and did not indulge in the war against each other. So, for it would have been no ordinary war. Both the leaders thought that if war broke, then both of these countries are the most powerful countries in the world, and if war broke, then it will not be an ordinary war. It will be very serious war. It will be very destructive, even more powerful, more destructive than the Second and First World War. So they avoided the world war. Sorry, they avoided the war. Both sides decided to avoid war. The Soviet ships slowed down, turned back. Okay, the Cuban Missile Crisis was high point of what came to be known as the Cold War. It means a Cold War. What was Cold War? Cold War was the war for power between USA and USSR. USA and USSR wanted to be the leader of the world, and it was a war in which no physical power, no ammunition, and no army was used. So that's why it is called Cold War, not Hot War. And the crisis of Cuba was the hottest and most imminent part of this Cold War. The Cold War was referred to be compelled the tension and the series of confrontation between the States, USA and USSR. So, in the duration of Cold War, USSA, USSR and USA confronted each other at different sites in the world. Fortunately, there was no war. Peace was established. It never escalated into the hot war. It means the Cold War war pacified. It did not escalate into the hot war. No army was indulged, no army was used. There were wars in various regions with the two powers and allies involved in warfare and in supporting regional allies. But at least the world avoided another global war. Anyhow, with the wisdom of these two leaders, Khrushchev and John F. Kennedy, the most dangerous war was avoided. The Cold War was not simply a matter of power rivalries, of military alliances. and of the balance of power. These were accompanied by a real ideological conflict as well, a difference over the best and most appropriate way of organizing political, economic and social life all over the world. It means here the point is that the Cold War was not only the war between the two leaders, militaries, and other things. It was the war for be on the top, be the most favorite leader, be the leader of the world, and have the most powerful organizing political, economic, and social life all over the world. The Western Alliance, headed by US, represented the ideology of liberal democracy and capitalism, while the Eastern Alliance, headed by the Soviet Union, was committed to ideology of socialism and communism. There were two different ideologies. First one, Western ideology. It was led by. It means the leader of Western allies was the USA, and USA believed in the ideology of liberal democracy and capitalism, while the Eastern allies were headed by the USSR. And the policy of this alignment, Eastern alignment, was to have socialism and communalism. These were two features of the Eastern alignment. Yes, you have already studied these ideologies, socialism, communalism, and capitalism in the previous classes in ninth and 10th and 11th also. So next, what is the Cold War? So in the end of Second World War, a landmark contemporary world politics in 1945, the Allied force led by the US, Soviet. Okay, what is the sum up here? After the end of Second World War, the Allied forces means in Allied forces, USA, USSR, Britain, France, all these main and powerful nations were in allied group and in against Axis powers, Germany, Italy, and Japan. They were in the group of Axis power. So allied group of USSR, USA, Britain, they defeated Axis group of Italy, Japan, and Germany. And after defeating Axis powers, Axis group of powers, countries Germany, Japan, and Italy, a soft war between USSR and America, means USA, began for the most powerful country in the world. Okay, and in that war, some other countries of Asia like China, Burma, that is now Myanmar, and some part of India were also included in the Second World War. The First World War had earlier shaken the world between 1914 and 1918. Okay, you must have heard the First World War, which took place, unfortunately, which started in 1914 and ended up in 1918. The end of Second World War was also the beginning of the Cold War. It means after the end of Second World War, the beginning of World War was begun. Okay, and it was mainly between USA and USSR. So here it is summed up here, and then what is after? So after the action of dropping nuclear weapon over the Japan by USA, so some countries blamed that USA very well knew that Japan was about to surrender. Even then, USA dropped nuclear weapons. It was not good. It was not a human action against Japan by the USA army. But USA said that USA said that USA dropped those nuclear weapons because USA did not wanted to make a further loss for their army, for their citizens, for their property. That's why they dropped uh, uh, they dropped nuclear weapons in Japan. And here I would like to ask you some questions. What are those questions? When America dropped nuclear weapons in Japan? Answer is in 1945. August 6 and 9, Nagasaki and Hiroshima. There were two cities, Nagasaki and Hiroshima, in Japan. Over these two cities, Nagasaki and Hiroshima, USA dropped two nuclear weapons. On Hiroshima, on August 6, 1945, it dropped nuclear weapon named Little Man, and on August 9, on Nagasaki, it dropped another atom bomb, another nuclear weapon that was called Fat Man. So, after dropping off these two nuclear weapons, Japan surrendered before USA, and the Second World War was ended. So, after the end of Second World War, the most powerful two countries emerged. Those were USSR and USA. These were called the superpower of that time. So, dear students, now the war for to be the most powerful country between these two nations, USA and USSR, began. So, it resulted in Cold War. So, dear students, today we discuss this topic, what is Cold War and from where it began. It began after the end of Second World War, and the crisis of Cuba was the most unfortunately the highest or most dangerous part of this Cold War, in which USSR and USA were in front of each other, and they were ready to fight next battle against each other. So next topic, that is the emergence of two power blocks, we will study in next video. So please study this video, read this video, listen this video, and also read the next points, and we will discuss in next chapter, next video. Thank you.